So Anime Last End just dropped a Gali update, and for this week the anime is Chainsaw Man. They have now added Gali Denji, and he looks pretty overpowered. I won't spoil anything about him, but like yeah, let's now start the video. Okay, the update just came out and there's a lot of new things. First thing first, this looks straight up beautiful. I like how it looks, but like anyways, there's 7 new evolvable characters, which are this, which we don't care about this. A new story plus legend stage, new dungeon shop. Please don't tell me I need to do this. This is gonna be painful. But like yeah, new survival, new skill tree rework, which looks straight up sick, and a new battle pass season, which Hanami is the main character or the main battle pass unit. So if I look here, yep, there's a new battle pass, say less. But like yeah, this is guaranteed a cop, but like I'll do that later. Let me just go over here to quest, Gali Trials, and Gali Trial, Denji. So I need to obtain 1000 Dark Essence, which is already Cancer. Obtain the Domain Devil contract, which is Makima, I believe. Obtain Aiku. Obtain the War Demon. Clear Train Station Legend Stage. Clear Devil Dungeon. Oh god, this is gonna be Cancer. I already hate Dungeon. Clear any survival 10 times with no one leaves alive. Modifier. Control unit with the Devil 5 times. Reach 100 in Nightmare mode. And that is basically it. But there's 2 of this. Oh, the Glimpse and the Helix. Okay, never mind. So the first thing we gotta do is the Dark Essence. Can we even do that? Let me just look over here. And we have a good amount. And this has not switched yet. But like only 300. We cannot do this yet. Well, we're already cooked. But like anyways, let me just look at Denji. I believe, right? Evolve from Denji Devilman. Okay. So I need a rare Denji right over here. And evolve. So we need a Chainsaw Dog. To get the Chainsaw Dog, we have to go to Summon and Craft, I believe. Don't really know, but like we're gonna find out very soon. Let me just write dog, and we now have the Chainsaw Dog. We can now evolve him, but first we need to get full SSS. And I believe he has 2 different evolutions, so S plus is the thing we want. So yeah, time to gamble. We have how much perfect? Only 100, that's not a lot. We just need to be lucky. How hard could that be? Oh, yo, say less. RDA SSS, double S on damage, okay, perfect. Now we just gotta get S plus on range. Can we get that? We can get it, say less. So he's perfect. Let me just go over here and gamble on him also, might as well. This one right over here. So we want at least a glorious, and that's basically it. So game, give me some good luck, please and thank you. And we just got nothing good, of course. 20 more attempts. Can we get glorious? And we now have glorious, but like that took way too long. But like that does not really matter right now. We need to grind dark elements, which will be Cancer. But like either way, we should be fine. Wait, does the battle pass have dark? It does have dark, but not that much. What about the converter? There is no converter. And what is this? Enemy spirit. Now I'm not gonna question what that does. Okay, we just quickly spinned, and we now have 420 SN converter. That's not a lot. Like we gotta do what we gotta do. Let me just do this and buy the battle pass. We now have the pass, but first let me just do this and give him the battle pass. Might as well, right over here. Okay, let's now use the pass, and then after this we can now start. So the first thing we want to do is probably, let me just look at this again, probably story mode, so we can do legend stage or survival or something else. I don't know. I need to find out what Nikolaza want to do, and we shall do it. But first, of course, we need to look at banner. Might as well, and there's nothing new, of course. Let's now wait for Nikolaza. Okay, apparently the first thing we're gonna do is story, might as well. And let's see the map. And like normal, what I be saying, if the map is not good, we're not gonna have fun. There's no logic behind that, but like game is game, might as well just say that. And yeah, let's now see the map. Bro, game, why do I have a black screen still? What is this? I hear the background noise, but like it's not helping me. Do I have to rejoin? I don't want a game. Okay, we are now here, and this is the map. It looks pretty long. Where does it start? Right over there. And their element is water. Okay, this will be very easy. They only have 18 million HP, which is truly not a lot, but like game is game. Let me just make sure Denji can get some kills. I don't know if this works, but like might as well just attempt this. And yeah, let's now finish this. While we're doing this, might as well just look at the map just in case there's like some form of Easter egg. Okay, not going to lie, I don't think there's any Easter egg, but like there's another path on the other side. I don't know what this means, but like I'm just gonna do this to make sure, and hopefully we don't die. Like anyways, let's now finish this. Okay, we are now done, and we just got a fragment. the gun devil fragment to evolve Aiku. I don't know his name, so I'm just gonna say Aiku. But we need to evolve this guy right over here. I don't know how I get him. How do you get this character? It might be from like a dungeon, maybe. Let me just look at this. Gun Devil Dungeon. And you can get, I don't know who that is. And a survival. There's something new, which is Aiku. Ooh, perfect. This looks cancer, of course. Like, yeah, let me just look at the raid shop. And there's nothing new. I thought there was a new raid. Am I wrong? I don't know what Nigraza wants to do, but like, we're gonna start the grind to get Gali Denji. But like, while we wait for Nigraza, let me just go over here and let me see the Gali buff. This is probably not a good idea, but like, he gives 30% more damage to all bleed DOT type units. Okay. And he's also a dark. Good information. Do I need a new dark? I don't think I do, but like, a new unit is still a new unit, but this is taking a while. And we're yapping a lot, of course. Like, anyways, let's now start this grind. Okay, we are now here in dungeon, and this map looks pretty cool. But let me just see their HP. They have 129 million HP. They're also dark. It should not be that hard, but like, yo, I cannot talk to this man. I'm guessing he's gonna make us do random things. All units are greatly debuffed on the ground for 30 seconds. Perfect. Exactly what we wanted. But yo, game, could you skip, please and thank you? All units are neutral for 30 seconds. And we're about to die. Perfect. How do we do this? Good question. Honestly, who knows? We just gotta place better. And yeah, let's now finish this. Okay, this should be the last act, I think anyways. And Gilgamesh is not ready yet, so perfect. So we just gotta wait for the boss, which will be very soon, I hope. And the boss is here. Let me just do this, sell, and oh, we are now done. Okay, so we got Gun Devil Fragment number 4. We got some small devil dogs, and that is basically it. Let's now go back. Okay, I completely forgot, not going to lie, that we can now evolve Denji. And we kind of wasted food on him, but like, that's fine. Let's now evolve Denji into Devilman Denji. His SP is kind of cooked. I lied, I'm not doing this right now. We need that 1 second SPA so we can actually get easy stuff. Never mind. I misclicked. Perfect. A lot of never minds already. Like, anyways, we now have Denji second evolution. And I believe this should be the max. Yep, right over here. So we need Devil Contract, the Gun Division, and the Helix. I don't know how to get these two. I believe we need to do Survival or Dungeon. One or the other. Let me just find this part out. So Dungeon right over here does not give me the unit. And right over here, Survival does give me the stuff. Okay. We get 25 per one. If we do No Man's, we get 65. So we need to do that a lot of times. And if we go over here, we can get some other evolution items that we might need. I don't know what we need. I completely forgot. Let me just find this part out. So we need to control Aiku War. So you can get this exact evolution from Dungeon. So that's good information. We need to get this. And everything else looks cancer. We need to do at least 20 dungeons, which should not be that bad. And this unit right over here is your. So it's basically a 2-for-1 deal. Good information. But like, anyways, let's keep doing this. And we need a lot more kills on Denji. He only has 3k kills. We need to get 15. But before that, since I guarantee misclicked on Denji, might as well try to get it glitched. We don't have that much, I don't believe. We only have 3.7k, which is truly not a lot. But hopefully we can get glitched. I believe we got glitched like less than 100 rolls ago. So this can take at least 3.3k. So short term, I won't have any technique shards left. I am cooked. And we already got an avatar, but like, we do not want this, of course. Let me just do only this, and let's now keep gambling. Okay, we just got glitched. That only took me like 700, 600, I don't know, but like, a glitch is a glitch. And we now have glitched Denji. But like, now we have to wait for Nigraza, which is not fun, but like, let me just do this. And this is a cosmetic. It looks pretty mid, but like, that's not the point. Let me just switch back. And yeah, we now have to wait for Nigraza. I don't know what he's doing. He's probably still gambling, and he has terrible luck. But like, anyways, we now need to do dungeon 19 more times. Not that bad. Okay, we are now back, and I believe Nigraza said there's a new unit in the banner, right? Yep, the gun assassin. I don't know if we need him, but like, might as well still get him. And we should be able to get him. It should not be that hard. We got the domination level again, and we got gun assassins. Okay, so let me just look at Quest Gali Trial. And do we need the gun devil? We need domination, so we need to evolve her. And no gun devil. Okay, So we need to control. My main question is, how do you control unit with domination devil? I don't know, but like, what do I need to do to evolve her? Right over here, evolve, and we need a lot of stuff. This is cancer, of course, perfect. But like, anyways, we now have the gun devil, and he needs. Let me just find this part out. And this is also the skill tree. It looks beautiful. But like, anyways, evolve. We need the katana. I believe we can get the katana easily by the crafting place, right? Yep, right over here. But like, I don't think we actually need him, so he's kind of useless. But like, either ways, we now have the gun devil, and we need. Let's find this part out. Right over here. We need to do 12 more, and we will be finished, of course. Let me just mark all of them. And yeah, we now have a lot of things to do. Let's not keep going with dungeon. Now, I believe we can sell these stuff. We can now evolve a unit. What unit do we need to evolve again? I need to get this guy, the Euro, whatever his name is. And that is basically it. Okay, let's now keep going. Alright, it is now the next day. I woke up like 3 minutes ago, but like, anyways, we should now be done with the legend stage quest because I sort of macroed it. And right over here, we are now done with the legend stage. Okay, now we just gotta do survival, obtain Makima evolution, 100 waves in nightmare mode, and get the 2 units, and that's basically it. Okay, so the main thing we now have to do is try to get Aiku or Aku, I don't know. So now the main thing we now have to do is to get this unit right over here, Yuri. I don't know who that is, but like, I'm not gonna question. And also, if we go to dungeon and go to view trades, we should have a lot, right? Yep, 18,000. That is a lot. So we need this evolution right over here, and that is basically it, I believe. I don't know. Like, anyways, we now have to do survival and a lot of other stuff. But first, we need to get this unit right over here. We need to do this 8 more times, and we can now get this unit. Let's actually do that first. Okay, we just got the unit a bit ago, and now let's see this. What do I need to evolve them? That's the main question. And we need... oh, nothing. I'd have gotten one of them. Oh, might have misfired, but like, anyways, we cannot evolve this guy into the war demon. I truly don't know who this guy is or this girl is, but we now have the war demon. The cosmetic is interesting. I'm not gonna use this, but like, anyways, we are now done with the next quest, which is to evolve her. Now we need to do probably survival. We need to do this 10 times with no one leaves alive, and we need to get Aiku or Aka. I don't know who this guy is. All I know is Cone, and we need a lot of this, like a little bit too much, in fact. Oh, we can use, oh, we can do all of them for 88. Very interesting. We're probably not gonna do that. But like, anyways, let's now start doing this. Let me first go to the VIP, and we can do it with Nikaraza. Okay, we now started, and this is the map. It looks very bright for some reason, but like, they are normal. Okay, 114 million HP. That is quite a bit, but like, can I macro this? I believe you spawn like this, so you could macro this, maybe. I don't know. I'm not gonna question, but like, game is game. But like, yeah, I'm hoping we don't have to do any of those things we be doing. Like, for the last map, we gotta collect orbs, which is annoying. And I'm hoping we don't need to do no volcano things with the Banjo Man. And 67 billion HP. And golly, can we even do that? I don't know if we can even defeat that boss. He is also a normal element, so this will be cancer short term. But like, yeah, hopefully we can do this, and hopefully we can macro this. And yeah, I'll be back when the time comes when we have gotten this guy, Aiku. Alright, 2 hours later, and we should now have the unit, I believe. Let me just type AKA, and we have one of them. Okay, say less. So what do I need to evolve them? That is the main question, and we need the gun fragments. How do I get this? Complete transition Act 3, okay? And this one is story mode of Act 1. Interesting, okay. So this should be very easy to evolve them, but let me just look at the quest. So what about Makima? What do I need for her? Let's just do this one right over here. Evolve, and we need this. How do I get this? From the survival shop, okay. Let me just go to survival. Wait, survival shop? Huh? I'm reading things wrong? I'm lost? Purchase from survival shop. I never seen a survival shop, or I'm just going blind. Probably am going blind. But we can now get the halo, and now we can evolve Makima. I don't know if she's good. She might actually be good, so let me just try to get at least an S on her stat. And this should be good enough. S minus, S plus, S plus. Now let's evolve her. And we now have Domination, Devil, Control. Let's confirm this. I also want to see your cosmetic. It better be good. And this is it right over here. It is mid-ish. But like the halo is cool at least. But like anyways, enough yapping. But like yeah, we now need to do some legend stage to get Cone Boy evolved. Short term, this should be very easy. Let me just look over here again. So we'll be done with this basically. And we now need to do control a unit with Makima, okay? And story mode, okay? That's basically it. For the Dark Essence, I'll do that in a bit. But let me just pull out Makima. And let me try to control a unit while we're doing this. Let's do Act 1 of story mode and let's now get started. Okay, it is currently about to be wave 10, but cannot dominate a character. Let me just do this and oh my god. Oh, right over here. Upgrade 8. So we now have the domination. So upon activation, pick a unit in his range. Controlling gain 5% more damage and 5% more range. The controller gains 10% of the damage, also 5% SPA, depending on the element of the unit. Gain a new passive. A lot of yappage, but like, oh my god, what is this? Let me just dominate real quick and should get her, right? Oh, select. Oh, yo, okay. So what does controlling nature do? Each time she attacks, the first attack hit for nothing. The second attack slow down enemies by 20% for 5 seconds. The third attack apply acceleration and wind shear. The fourth attack stun enemies for 5 seconds. Fifth cause enemy to walk backwards. And sixth, I don't know what it does. That was a lot of yapping, but like good enough. Like at least we can dominate a single character. Very interesting words I just said. Like anyways, let's now go back and do Legend Stage 3. I believe that should be the hardest Legend Stage in the game. Allegedly. I don't know if it's hard. I mean, the last update, the Legend Stage was very easy. But like yeah, let's now do this. Legend Stage Act 3. How much HP do they have? Okay, they have 286 million HP. That is a lot. It should be 45 billion HP or 100 billion HP then. For the boss anyways. Like yeah, I'll be back when we're finished with this. Okay, wave 17. Now let me just dominate Gilgamesh right over here. And now she gets, let me just find this part out. Controlling light. Gain access to steal 1000 years ability. I don't have that ability. I think that's like a lot later on. I don't know what that does, but like hopefully it's good. I will find that part out like a little bit later. And the boss has 42 million HP. Okay, that is not that much, but like we are now done. And now we can evolve Cone Guy into Cone Contract. Confirm. I don't know if he's good, so I'm not gonna use him. And but like at least he looks clean. Let me just look at this. Yo, Amada no Uchiha Susuno Drip. Close enough. But like anyways, let me just go to Quest Gali Trials. And we are now done. We just need to dominate a bit and do infinite. And also we need to do this right over here. Gain 1000 Dark Essence. I believe I already have collected this, I think anyways. And yep, we already have collected it. Now let me just go to my inventory. Go over here. Where is it? Right over here, 600. That is truly not a lot. Dark Essence. Now how much do I need now? So like 150. I don't think I got top 200 on tournament, but let me just find this part out. Oh, yo, I'll take that. I got 90. I need dark. That's all I care about. Where's my dark? We only got 10 dark. Oh my god, but that is not enough. So we got all this. Kind of useless, but like at least we got something. But like anyways, we now need to get more dark. That is cancer, but it should be fine. So let me just quickly grind some darks, and then I'll be back when we have 1000 dark completed. Okay, we should now be done. But let me just dominate this character right over here. And it didn't work, of course. But like anyways, we should now be done with the domination, I believe anyways. And also remember, we have some battle pass we can claim. And hopefully we can get enough dark. Maybe, probably not. We got 150 dark. Ooh, wait, am I done? I think I am done. Yo, say less. Now we just got to control one more unit and Namir mode, infinite mode. That should be light work. Say less. Let me just pull out my team. I don't know what's my team. And yeah, we can now get Denji evolution. Hopefully he's pretty good because like this is sort of cancer of doing. But like yeah, I'll be back when we're done with this so we can get Denji evolution showcasing Majiki. I just yapped for like 3 seconds, but like anyways. Okay, we are now at wave 100. Let me just sell everything. And yeah, after this we now need to do one more quest, which is to domain 1 unit, and that's basically it. After that we can now get Gali Glorious Glitched Denji. A lot of words I just said. But like yeah, it's now the waiting game. This can take 10 days. Not going to lie. And yeah, we are now dead. Okay. We got pearls. Ooh. You can get pearls from this? I did not know this. I might need to start macroing this. Honestly, it is worth it. Like anyways, let me just go back please game. And it failed, of course. Let me just leave the game and rejoin. Okay, we are now back. Now we just got domain 1 unit, like I said. This should be a good enough team. And yeah, let's not do Hogtown Act 1. Okay, let's not dominate Gilgamesh. And we should now be done with the quest. Do I have to finish this though? So we do not have to finish this. Okay, say less. Let me just go back. Okay, we are now back. Now we can complete all the Gali trials. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We now have the glimpse of hell. Let's go over here to the divine crafter and craft a helix of hell. Confirm. And then finally evolve Denji into Denji Hell Hero. Confirm. And this is Gali Denji. He has 1, 2, 3, 4. He has 4 arms and 2 legs. Very interesting. But I'm not going to question. Let me just pull out my showcase team, which is this. Put in Denji and then max him out. So what do we want to use? That is the main question. Everything else except a big meat probably. And we have to use a big meat. Only 13. That's not that bad. But yeah, let me now see the cosmetic. And this is how I look. Not going to lie, I look like Greninja. The Pokemon Greninja. With his tongue scarf. Like with enough yapping. I look drippy and beautiful. Like with enough yapping, let's now showcase him. But first we have to do his skill tree, skills, and let's do crit. Confirm. And we now have max crit. I don't know what this does. I really want to know. Max. Truly don't know what that does. Black is which map do I want to do? That is the main question. Let's do... I really don't know what to do. Probably Firebase might as well. And let's not get started. Okay, we should now have enough money. Let me just turn everything on. And yeah, let's now do the showcase. So base placement. Denji does, let's find this part out, 4.81 million damage with 46.6 range and a 2.77 SP. That is pretty good. And this is his ability right over here. It is just a lot of slashes. I'm not going to lie, it looks pretty good. And he has something on top of him. Harmage Saw. I don't know what that does. Let me just find this part out. And he has a lot of passives. Oh my god. I'm not reading all this. That is way too much work. So we're just going to skip this part. And yeah, let's now do the showcase. So in his 6th upgrade, he gets the ability called Chain Drill Slam. He now does 240 million damage with 65.2 range and a 3.33 SPA. Let's now do this. He's now a circle. And this is his ability right over here. I gotta see that again. So he goes up and then down slam, I think. Let me just look at this. So this is it right over here. He teleports up and just down slam. Makes sense? And now in his 11th upgrade, he gets a ability called Erase. He now does 722 million damage with 81.1 range and a 5-second SP. Let's not do this. He's now a full AoE. Let's see this ability right over here. So this is it. Just a full AoE. The ability looks pretty mid, but game is game, ability is ability. And in his max upgrade, he does 529 million damage with 93.2 range and a 5-second SP. I don't know why he is good. He has different effects, which are weakened, dismantle, and rippled. So he does short term a lot of damage. That is 200, that's like 500% more damage. Short term, like 3 point something billion damage. So honestly, that is pretty broken. Let me just look at his other abilities. Let me just do everything else on top of it. So Concert, then Dragon Ball, and then finally Noble Phantasm. So right now he does 1.2 billion damage with 200 range and a 5-second SP. And he hits the whole map also. And with all of his effect, he does, I believe that's like 7 billion damage per hit, which is truly mental. But like, he is a Gali, so it makes sense. And yeah, honestly, I don't know what to feel about him. But like, yeah, he is pretty good. Compared to Luffy, how expensive is he? So Luffy's sell price is that. And that is 25%, I believe. So short term, he costs 2 million damage for his full upgrade. Let me just read one of them. Which one looked the most interesting? Probably this. Chainsaw Frenzy. So every 10 attacks, Denji cycles in 4 different DOT orders. So the first order is Harmage Saw. He gained Harmage effect, dealing 2.25x more damage instead of 1.3, also increasing damage by 50%. And order number 2 is Bleed Saw, which make him does 2 times damage instead of 1.4. For every enemy in his range affected by his bleed, gain 2% more bleed damage, half of 30%. And order number 3 is Mutation Saw, Gain mutilate effect. Mutilate duration equals to this unit SP plus 0.5. So we might need to get him a lot of SP, but like anyways. So short term, he is very broken. So dreadful aura apply fear once per enemy. Ally consumption, I believe that's the word. Eats a random units in his range. Upon eating the unit, Denji gained 25% more damage plus a side effect from that unit for 30 seconds, cap of 2. Also, the eating unit is stunned for 30 seconds. If the unit doesn't have any side effect, he gained 50% more damage. So that is pretty good, not going to lie. And then now the next two abilities, I'm not reading this. This is way too much reading, I'm done for today. But like short term, thank you for watching. If you guys want to see another video like this, make sure to like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.